Last time on Critnit, the Shade began to tear a fracture through Hopel. Ghastgar, Zandu Silnara, and Kruz stood against the guards and the bronzemen who came to the defense of the ship, while myself and Parker continued to try to get as many people out of the city as possible. Creatures began to pour out of the city and descend on the fleeing populace. Parker and I fought bravely, but in a moment of rage, I accidentally struck a nearby building with a bolt of lightning, while aiming at a massive chimera and collapsed it upon the fleeing crowds. The guild members of Hopel also joined the fray, rushing to defend the helpless people, including one all too happy, Merdina Happy. Back on the ship, the fight has taken a sour turn, with the Silnara taking several large blows to the chest and sides before now being slammed off the side of the ship, plummeting, unconscious, throughout the air. What will happen next? Stay tuned to find out.
Which Kruz? It is your turn right now.
I'm going to jump off the edge and catch him.
Okay. Flying down fast enough, you manage to catch him mid-air, and he is unconscious.
Okay, do I have enough movement to fly under the airship and land behind the bronzeman?
You can start to. You're not going to be able to make it the entire way.
Then that's what I'm going to do. I do have one... No, I don't have that anymore. I have nothing I can use to heal him.
Okay. Well, for the time being, he is no longer being stabbed. So that's a good thing.
That's true.
Ghastgar, it is up to you.
I thought it was Jerry's turn.
Does Jerry do anything?
No, Jerry's not doing anything.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Angling to where, unfortunately, I think Jerry would fall into this, but some portion of the crew plus this thing I'm attacking would fall into it.
Okay.
Yep. And my spell save DC, you need to roll a dex save of 17 to beat.
In a hilarious turn of events, the crew, dodging out of the way, managed to succeed. The bronze man tries to take a step, but its knee hinge catches and is unable to avoid it, and begins to glow the purple.
I will roll for Jerry, maybe? No, he doesn't.
Okay, Jerry's glowy too, but he was kind of already glowy, so...
He's extra glowy. Now he's glowing with a little bit of purple. Okay, and then with my bonus action, now that I've got advantage, because apparently we need it today, make the Eldritch Cannon last. 21.
21 does hit.
Hey, I've got so many different damage dice that I have to keep track of right now.
Yeah, I feel it.
How does 5 sound?
Total?
Yeah. And it's pushed 5 feet away.
Shoved back one step up the stairs that had to come down to get to you. Or on his way down to you. It is sparking. It is literally, at this time, you see it shaking in the amount that it is trying to keep itself together. It is probably, by this point, not even control of its movements. It seems as though literally one hit would deal this thing in.
Jerry, try slapping it again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm hoping my theory is correct here, that if it's malfunctioning, that maybe it's not going to be able to do its thing.
Okay, Jerry floofs over. Please roll its hit.
22.
22 does it. Roll damage.
Okay. 5. I rolled 2 ones.
Okay. As the fire suddenly smashes into it, you see the various cuts and breakages along its body are welded shut.
Ding.
And you see it begin to stop shaking.
That didn't help. Don't do that again, Jerry. Don't touch it.
It raised its fist again to hit it again, and it lowers it.
Okay. Oops.
Okay, it didn't gain too much HP from that.
I now shout out the other thing, the crew.
Okay.
Destroy it.
You don't know how? You just keep doing
Attack it with swords, hammers. I don't care what you got. With your neighbor.
They're not moving. They're not getting anywhere near this thing, let alone Jerry.
I would like to imagine Jerry allows a path for them to be able to get by him and raises his other fist for his other attack at them should they not listen and obey.
I mean, they're fair enough away. At this time, they're planning and thinking about maybe jumping off the side of the ship by this point. Because they have all like rats have been herded to the front of the ship, where Jerry has made his fire line for 2 rounds, and they have all left farthest away they can. No, they're not getting anywhere near this thing for now.
No, that was my gambit.
Fair enough. The Silanara, Kruz, as he lay bleeding in your arms, you see and feel his breathing. And you feel his heartbeat suddenly skip and grow slower.
Okay, somebody roll a saving die for that man.
I did.
Oh, he must have failed. I'm going to fly up and set him somewhere out of the bronze man's view. Well, then I'm still in the air, not on the ship.
Yep. That was just the Silanara having failed his death save. Ooh! Not quite! But, Ghastgar, this thing's mad at you. Really mad at you. So it bounces right up to you. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You see its sword now crackling with electricity and fire. You take 25 points of damage.
Yeah.
As this creature comes up, slices you with the sword, you feel electricity coursing through you, fire burning you from the outside. That was a painful hit. Kruz, it is up to you.
I'm going to fly up and I'm going to set the Silanara King out of the way so the bronzeman can't see him, preferably around the corner or something. Which way is the bronze man facing from us? Is his back to me?
Yes, technically.
Wow, Lola, that sounded so much like Sawyer.
I looked at Sawyer's camera, I'm not gonna lie.
That's immediately why I was like, yes, I'm not the
I'm
only
like,
one.
why is he
I want
cheering?
side-by-side comparisons.
Yeah,
I'll
we're going to have to
make
put
that
those on
Or
the
should
link.
we have samples?
Oh my god, we can...
Hey!
That could be a TikTok video. Which one's our DM? Which one's Gamer Mom Bomb?
Yes.
This is how our DM and Gamer Mom Bomb communicate during D&D sessions. It's just them sneezing back and forth.
Sneezing in high pitches.
This is their version of Thieves' Cant.
Sneeze can't?
It's sneeze can't!
Can't or sneeze if you would.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Okay, but yeah, I'm going to peek around the corner and is the bronzeman back... Is his back to me?
Yes.
Then I'm going to take advantage and attack him from behind.
Okay, try to do it.
Fairy Fire gives you advantage on your attack rolls.
So do I get to roll 3?
No,
'Cause
just 2.
That is a dirty 22 and a dirty 20.
Yes, both hit.
Okay. And this is the last hit I get for my attack. So that is 8 damage plus 3 lightning damage.
Okay. Kruz, you see an opportunity to finish this bronze man off.
Oh, I get to finish him, huh? I guess I'm gonna bury my axe directly in his shoulder, right at his neck bone, and fill him full of electricity at the same time.
Overloading its... What?
I meant collarbone.
Well, the fact that it lacks bones in general, it's...
That area of the body, you know what I meant.
I know what you mean.
This is not robot anatomy. Come on.
The axe finds purchase, slicing through the last of it, the electricity overloading its system. You see both of the light bulbs in the eye suddenly pop, pop, and then it collapses like a suit of armor with no person on the inside.
Are we out of initiative?
Y'all are.
Okay. I run over and use first level spell drive to do cure wounds on Xanadu.
Okay, roll healing.
That is... Oh, it's 8 plus 5.
13. Okay. Xanadu coughing as he does.
Did we win?
We won. Now take command of this ship.
You see him get up, sit up, and then come to his feet, looking at the Deodovan. You may not like what we've done. You may not like how my family has run this city, but we offered you a place when you needed it, and we accepted you gladly into our city. For what it counts for that one act of kindness. Repay it to us now. Take this ship down to the people themselves who welcomed you, and help us bring them out of this city. And then as several of them look at each other, kind of confusion in their minds as they're kind of trying to wrestle with what was just said, Xanadu does now bark out, "Do it now!" And they begin to man the various aspects of the ship. Good job. Vall, you and your men are now weaving your way through the rest of the crowd that is backed up. You see in the distance a large creature, and you see 2 large flashes of light in front of it, and you hear the giddy laughter of a very familiar halfling before this creature is starting to try to kill it. You are close enough you are within 60 feet of this creature. What do you do?
I pull out my new crossbow, and I arm the lever, and it lets out this twang of metal as it pulls the bolt back. And I stop, and I use steady aim to give myself advantage, and fire a giant's bolt at this creature. Ooh, that was very loud. That was very loud.
I'm gonna move that over there.
Does a 24 hit?
24 does hit.
I thought it.
Lots.
14 from sneak attack and 11 from the bolt itself.
Your bolt, as it leaves, launches into this massive javelin that flies through the air and strikes right in between 2 of the heads. You see them all snapping at it now, the creature rearing back and smashing to the ground, crushing ever more the flying maw that it landed on in the first place. Parker, over your head, you see a javelin fly at speeds nigh impossibly thrown, and you'd recognize the 3 rings dotting it as that of Vall. This creature does not look like it's able to keep itself on its feet by this point. It's seeming to sway back and forth, catching itself as it does. What do you do? Oh, unless Vall, were you doing anything else?
I will use my bonus action to hide.
Please roll stealth.
That's much nicer. No worries, Sawyer. I did a U.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I rolled a 3 for a 12.
Oh, really? A 3 for a 12. You think amongst all of the creatures and beings, you are most likely hidden.
I can imagine it plays out as I fire the javelin, it hits it, it doesn't die, and it just looks back at me, and I'm like, sidestep. And then I point at Button, because he can't talk to defend himself.
Jeez. You see Button return to you the gesture of disbelief, we'll call it at that. Well, Parker, the javelin is flown over your head. What do you do?
Recognizing the 3 rings on this javelin, I'd like to make a perception check to see where that javelin came from.
Okay, please roll perception.
And on the die, that is a 17.
You see Vall right now, just the top of his 2 ears sticking up over the crowd.
With seeing the tips of Huum's ears, Parker has like a huge sense of like relief knowing that like a good decent ally is nearby. So
Okay.
he'll turn back to the Chimera and
Jeez, chopped liver Ellanya there.
Yeah.
not like that. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
no,
was cruising for a bruising from an earth elemental.
Yep.
What'd you call me? Bash. How dare you? Bash. Bash, 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 bash.
Parker doesn't have a lot of history with Ellanya.
You're about to be history.
Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to do?
Bonus action, apologize. Too late to apologize. It's too late.
Parker's gonna use his bardic inspiration on Ellanya.
Okay, how do you inspire Ellanya?
Starts saying you're so cool.
Would Parker know any like druidic songs?
Roll history.
14?
14. In Vetch, they taught songs about everything, including the druids of old, mainly those who lived in Greenwood.
Then I would want to play. I don't know if I want to go inspiring or like a war song, like something to fill with determination with. I'm on the fence on which way I should go.
Okay, here. Lola, describe Ellanya right now. How does she look?
Livid. Like she's about to kill a lot of things.
Somehow, your violin as you play it has like taiko war drums emanating from it.
Now you just start like tapping the side of it, like some violinists do.
I flip my violin over and I use the back of it as like a impromptu drum.
Yeah.
Any of our listeners who are violinists are probably like rolling in their seats right now.
No.
No, what are you doing?
To be fair, I think you
Monster.
still have one of those amplifying spheres floating around you.
You did give me one.
Yeah.
Do you use it?
Yeah.
I don't think I can give him the bonus from it still.
You know what? Aesthetics. Throwing up the sphere, you turning over the violin. You're doing fantastically. Ellanya, you hear the drums of war around you. Primal, it feeds into something that you know of the land. The very battle and sway of survival of the world fills you with inspiration.
Your next ability check, attack roll, and saving throw, you can add an 1d8.
Okay.
Well, it is your turn, Ellanya. Les Parker, you want to move.
No, I'm good. That's my turn.
Ellanya, it is your turn.
So first hearing that's gonna throw me off a little bit because I haven't heard it in like a super long time, and it's definitely gonna give me encouragement. So what is around me right now? Is the Chimera still up?
The Chimera is still up, but just barely.
Can I just do spike growth around it, or would that hit people around it?
That would hit people around it.
Okay, I'll just do.
That wouldn't matter. As long as they don't move.
Oh yes, everyone fleeing the breaking city. Yeah, don't move for a minute.
All right, I'm just gonna do flame blade, and I'm gonna like throw it at it.
Okay, roll to hit.
That's 7.
7 does not hit.
Oh wait. No, so it has +7 for spells, so it'd be 14. Sorry.
14 meets its armor class.
All right, so damage 3. That was straight up ones each time. I can't make this up.
It careens into the creature, staggering at 1 hit per head, and they come back down. They kind of like tap the ground for a second, like those dogs that you see that are trying to reach for their food bowl but can't get to it entirely, so their back legs come up. It kind of pulls that and then like gradually reasserts itself Do you command your elemental to do anything?
Yeah.
Roll to hit.
I'm gonna get my dice out because I'm done. This app sucks. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
app sucks. I can't do it anymore. Oh no, I threw my dice. Oh, there it is.
Unfortunately, can attest that sometimes it just isn't the dice.
What are you saying, Sawyer?
He's just saying that I suck.
Tell me, in depth.
Yes, no, I'm saying that I suck because yesterday, again, I rolled 12 times and did not get over a 10 in a row, in game.
Quick story time. I rolled a natural 20 on one of those dice that Sawyer couldn't roll anything over a 10 with.
Yeah. Will riddle me that, Batman.
So he has, that is a 16.
16 does hit.
Okay.
Yep.
6, 6 plus 5, so that's gonna be 11.
11. Your elemental sees an opportunity to finish this creature off.
I would imagine, can he like shapeshift like his arm to like become a spear or anything like that?
Yes.
Alright, he's just gonna straight up, like his arm is gonna become like a giant spear and he's just gonna like stab it through the heart.
Okay. Impaling this creature, it falls to the ground. People around continuously shouting and screaming, but making it by. Vall, you in the back see most of the stragglers now making their way past you. It seems as though, at least for now, you can see the end is somewhere close by for the droves of people. Now it's just a matter of getting the last of them out through the 100 feet that are right now in between you all.
It's only 100 feet or so.
100 feet to the gate, and it seems as though you can't quite get a good look at how long the bridge is that the fracture has now crafted.
Ellanya, your new friend here.
Yes.
Can you have him just start leveling some of the buildings?
Can Fluffy do that?
Like behind you?
No. I'm talking more about the ones in front of us.
Leveling, like destroying them?
Like burrowing through them.
Ooh.
Yes, it can do that.
Alright. Can I tell him to do that?
Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna be like, Fluffy! And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna tell him to blow through those buildings, and I imagine he turns into like a giant like ball and just like spiral or Sonic spins like through this building.
Okay. Using its max movement speed, it's able to make it through about 4 buildings.
Attention, stragglers. If you would please observe, your favorite guild hall of no one is giving express exit for stragglers and elderly in this direction. If you would please go through the newly excavated buildings, they will see you safely outside.
Okay. You see this rather withered old orcish woman with a what would be up to you about a chest-high walker going past you. I don't need no expedited way. I'm going down the main way with everybody else. Frack off in all of your highways and low ways and fractures, and this was a stupid place to live anyway.
It is entirely too wet here.
Thank you, somebody understands. All the other people who actually want to live are now flying into the newly excavated expressway out. All right. Parker Prax. Creature has fallen. Ellanya has sicked her elemental to assist in crafting a way out. Vall, you're assisting. Is there anything you're going to do to help Parker?
When Relic came in with the other guilds, how are the other guild halls doing? How are they faring?
Right now, you see 3 members of Guild Going on the side, struggling to fend off one of the flying maws. It seems as though one of them, thrown to the side, is unmoving. The other 2, an elf and a small human, are trying to figure a way to pick through this creature's writhing body, but they seem to be having significant trouble doing so.
I'm going to make my way toward that guild and actually help them out.
Okay. Making your way over there, most of the other guilds around that you could see have splintered off into their own sects and are combating creatures to a vast majority of efficiency. It seems though this is one of the few groups who are actually struggling with their quandary as well. But they seem to be heading kind of the end cap of this large group exiting through the city. However, even with the people now flowing out, you can see the carnage being revealed. Bodies kind of lay strewn around the area. You see most of them wearing guild member insignias. But as you reach these two, what do you do?
How are they looking?
The small human is looking rough. The half-elf looks all right.
I'm gonna run up behind the human, and I'm gonna hit him with some cure wounds.
Okay.
He'll get healed for 10.
This nasty bite mark that extends from like his side all the way up over his shoulder and into his back. Most of the holes you just see down, and he looks back to you, nods, and reaches back with his pike.
With my bonus action, the creature that they are fighting, I'm going to cast Hex.
Okay. Dex save?
There is no save. You're just hexed. Until the spell ends, it's concentration. Until the spell ends, it's you take an additional 1d6 necrotic damage. Also, I select an ability, and you will have disadvantage on that ability check.
What ability are you selecting?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Perfect. All right. The light level around the creature suddenly dims. Or how would you flavor that? Given your patron.
On my violin, I would actually start playing a slow doom metal, like some Black Tongue, if anybody who's listening knows that band.
Okay. Just the music itself brings this curse upon this creature. Ellanya, Huum, Vall, most of the other ones are doing well. Parker has gone to assist in defeating one of the other flying maws. Most of the people are now making their way out. You hear shouts and screams as even some of the guild members are trying to set up that perimeter along the walkway. And Ellanya, Relic, being slower than most, begins to pass by you, his own weapon drawn and ready to join the fray.
Are your D&D games feeling stale, plain, or downright boring? Upgrade them today with beautiful landscapes, terrifying dungeons, wholesome inns, and vast forests. Draw your players into your own personal fantasy world with Arkenforge. Arkenforge.com provides hundreds of preloaded items for you to mix and match to fully customize your worlds. Use promo code CRITNIT to get $5 off your purchase today. That's CRITNIT. CRITNIT.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Cornish, your audiomancer for CritNit. I just want to take a little time out to ask you to do a couple of things for us. Find us on Twitter and follow us if you haven't already. We are at crit_n_it. Also, if you could please leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever else that you find us, it would help other people find us and get the story out to others. And speaking of the story, let's hop back into it.
You said they're setting up a perimeter?
Yes, they're trying to set up a line along what would be the earthen bridge that extends from the gate where everyone is exiting to the rest of the land beyond. They're trying to set up a line alongside of it so people are stopped getting pulled off into the fracture itself.
So I would like to cast Wall of Stone where they're setting up that perimeter just to make their lives a lot easier and a lot faster.
Perfect. Casting Wall of Stone. 2 walls of stone appear on the sides of the bridge itself. How high do you make them?
I make them probably about maybe 6 feet tall, just so nobody's going over them.
You see one man as he's running down, the earth give way, he begin to fall down, and then your wall of stone suddenly shoots up, smashing into him as he does, pushing him back onto the road itself, and they continue to run. All the guild members now look back to you, nod, and then train their weapons above, as you see creatures begin to perch on top of the wall itself.
Where's Walter? How big are these bird things?
Oh, they're about 7 feet long.
The birds?
There are the flying maws, which are the worms. Those are what are purchasing on there. You see a hippogriff does in fact also perch on there. looking down, but taking 2 crossbow bolts to the chest, it flies off to try to attack the people who have made it past this now wall of death.
Okay. Yeah, so Walter will join Parker, and then can I use my Earth Elemental to come, like, get these guys off the wall?
Having made it to the front, yes. No, he can climb to the top of these using his Earth Glide and help fend them off if you'd like.
Yep.
Okay. Roll to hit real quick for both slams.
Okay. Dice don't fail me now. 10, 15. So 15 and 18. And then the second hit was 18.
18. All right. As one of the flying maws suddenly dip down, everyone below ducks and screams. Your Earth Elemental comes out of the wall itself, smashes its fist into the mouth, and pushes it back up and out, moving itself to the other half because it can reach. It also reaches up towards the hippogriff that starts to come back down, swings up, careening into its chest. It flies into the wall as it's been redirected and falls into the fracture.
Yeah, Fluffy! Woo, 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 woo!
Why is it that Earth Elementals are the coolest?
Yeah, no shoot.
We're gonna have a poll by the end of this as to who's on Jerry's side and who's on Fluffy's side.
Honestly,
Team Jerry.
I would have been on Fluffy's side if you had named him Terry.
I thought about it. So I thought about Terry or Larry, and then I just was like, nah, Fluffy, because he's Rocky.
Okay, which then leads us back to Ghastgar, Kruz. You two. What are you doing?
What's the airship doing right now?
Turning towards the large group of people who are leaving.
Do I know anything about the Daedovan culture concerning what they do with their dead?
Roll history.
Decent history check. Yeah, a 10.
The Daedovan's personal life is fairly secluded.
Are there any of the workers that are still up top?
Yes, they are all still up top. They've taken up their hammers and their wrenches and are beginning to turn valves, call to one another. Several of them have gone up the kind of crow's nest in the middle to start working the different valves on the balloon itself.
Is there one there that happens to look like maybe like they're kind of a supervisor, so they're not really doing things, but maybe they're kind of giving out some clarifying instructions or something like that every now and then?
Yes, the one who had spoken at the very beginning. Yeah, no, he's there coordinating everybody.
I go up to this one, and I'm not trying to sneak up on him. In fact, but I'm also not trying to be intimidating or imposing. And I go, Sir Daedovan, I did not mean to attack your ship for the purpose of starting a fight. And I did not mean ill to the soldiers that my friends and I dispatched. I would like to show my respects to them as such. Is there a particular way that I could care for your dead?
Well, he's thinking of a response. Ghastgar throws the flamethrower turret at him. You crap and die!
Jerry, cremate!
On a wooden airship, yes, cremate the bodies.
It's a metal airship. That's what Sawyer said earlier. Shouldn't have walked away.
Thought he said,
Yeah, the whole thing is made out of bronze or brass. Brass and copper.
oh yeah, on a brass and copper airship, you just melt the metal.
How does this thing make it through the air?
I know, it's so heavy.
Not even that, just
The big balloon.
being struck by light. Oh, it's a bomb. It's a bomb. It's a bomb.
Hindenburg. Okay.
That's gonna make the Hindenburg look like Hiroshima.
Storm's coming. Zap. Poof. Gone.
He looks down at you, and then looks at the body. My name is Luthen. Now, traditionally, the commander is the one who buries our dead. They are laid to rest in one of our burial pods and usually sent down into the depths of the earth to be reborn one day.
Certainly do not want to be sacrilegious about this, but we are currently in the air. Do we have one of those pods, or two of those pods on the ship? Or could one be fashioned? I would be willing to help fashion.
Morden is the one who crafts those. His shop right now is lost. We will carry them with us until we have time to craft them ourselves. We appreciate it, but this must be done properly if it's to be done at all.
May I give an addition to at least something in this moment? I am not a cleric, I am not a holy man, I'm kind of a lunatic with a gun, if you will. But I've been in the fracture. I have a number of encounters with, Vallia, goddess of hope. And my sincerest hope is that we can transcend beyond fighting over political and ideological differences and simply begin to coexist and lay aside the sins of the past, of which I know more than you maybe realize, especially concerning the Deodovan's past under recent revelations. May I offer a prayer to Vallia on their behalf?
His eyes immediately narrow at the mention of revelations and of the Deodovan's past. You may pray over them if you want, but do not think you know of our past. There is only one of us who knows of our past's true identity and true chronology, and that is Commander Deathton. We trust only his words, but pray if you will.
Thank you. I certainly mean no offense, but there is another who knows. And it is the one who opened up the fracture.
Who opened the fracture?
His name is something that has only been spoken about in rumors, and it is the Silvered Shade.
I have heard of his name.
The last time that we saw him was moments before much of this chaos had begun, and that was in the throne room here in the city. And then he's the one who brought us there. And where he brought us from was in Mist and Sweat, in your lab, which is why we knew that today was the day that the fracture was going to open, because your people knew. And he began to tell the story of how the Reinhardts had utterly betrayed your people, concerning the origins of magic tech and something called the Aquarium, which is the reason why we no longer have magic in this world that is not magitech. So, what I wish to communicate with this is a desire that we would no longer be fighting over the sins of one people versus another, because we are all guilty of our own sins. Instead, why don't we seek to help one another and shore up each other's weaknesses so that we may not tear each other down.
You see him wrestling in his mind. You see his face contort in thought as he looks down at you. What was discovered in Mist and Sweat, I cannot confirm. Commander Deathton kept his lips very sealed about that. What has happened in the past is also with him, for I and no Deodovan alive but him and his son will know of any of our past as it has been written. What you have said, I ask you to keep to yourself in between us and Deathton. For any Deodovan who is known, if any of this comes to be true, and they are caught to have this information, they will be banished from the Deodovan society.
And that, to me, speaks of a great tragedy. Not only are you fighting those without, but you are demolishing yourselves from within.
Demolishing or protecting from lies. We're almost at the group. I would imagine you need to man some ropes if you're wanting to pick any of these people up.
I will. When we get to a spot where we can truly do this ceremony, if you would permit me to be at least a participant or a viewer of it, I would appreciate. If our paths have not split.
That will be a decision for Deathden. And given your last interaction with him did not leave on good terms, I cannot imagine you will be allowed permittance.
If I see that snake again, probably won't be on good terms. But, yeah. I depart from him. And I go over to the bodies quickly. And I say, Valia, whatever you can, with the veil closed, give these souls peace. And I go over to man the ropes.
Kruz, at the moment, the Silanara is standing up on the helm, guiding the ship down below and around the city buildings, running up behind a large group of people making their way out. What do you do?
I'm gonna stand next to him and I'm just gonna nudge him and talk quietly to him. Just say, the Rhinemetal district's gone. The Reinhardt family, everyone associated with them are gone. The only ones that are still alive are the ones that are in the Royal Guard that made it out.
That made it out? How do you think they made it out?
I mean, some of the Royal Guard had to escape, do you think? Or are all the Reinhardts in the Royal Guard, were they assigned to the Rhinemetal district?
Well, traditionally, they all kept themselves in the Rhinemetal district, so it would have been very hard for any of them to get out because I couldn't see, at least from where I was looking over. It seemed as though all the gates had been closed somehow.
They were magically bonded. Well, they appeared to be shut magically. Nobody was able to escape, and the fracture swallowed the whole district. So there's officially no more Reinhardts.
Well, there is one.
No, I gave that name up a long time ago. They're all dead.
Really?
I mean, for crying out loud, Kruz had a funeral.
We did have one heck of a funeral for you.
I mean, we were both there. Like, I seen it with my own eyes. Kruz is dead, so...
Yes. And I nearly was too here for a second.
Yeah, I don't know why you, sitting on a front throne for 30 years, thinks, oh, I can go fight a bronze man. Speaking of which, your sword is gone.
I know. Yeah, I don't really remember what happened to it after I took that last hit.
It's probably in the fracture by now, since most of the city's falling away into it.
Well, hopefully not all of it. But Kruz, the name carries a lot of weight. The Reinhardt name does. But what would you say to one that carries an equal amount of weight?
I don't know, I kind of like being nameless, then I get to do whatever I want.
Alright.
If you see fit to give me a new name that puts me by your side again, I'm not going to say no.
Alright. Well, then, with the power invested in me as Silanarin, one of the house of the Silanara, of the royal family of Hopel, of the country of Everain, I hereby...
You have to be so formal.
Well, this is an adoption, so yes. I hereby adopt you, Kruz Reinhardt, as my son. Kruz Silanara.
You realize I'm older than you.
Yes, we don't have to question this, alright? It's fine. You're my son now. Frack off.
Well,
Get adopted, nerd.
didn't expect this to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, refuse it. I dare you.
I mean, it's not like I can, but what do you say we land this ship outside and we build some way to... This ship's got a lot of useful parts. What if we build it into a forward base? Well,
Let's see how many we can pick up first. There's at least 3 there that I think we can catch up. Come on, let's get closer.
Kruz is going to jump off the side and start flying around and picking up straggling people to bring back to the ship.
Okay. Kruz, one person catches your eye in particular as a black cloak with purple trim is now trying to run down one of the main alleys, trying to get his way over. He stops at one corner, looks to the left, looks to the right, makes sure it's clear, and then runs down to another alley.
Can I swoop him up before he gets to that alley?
Sure.
That's what I'm going to swoop him.
All right. Arms underneath, grabbing from the chest, you lift him up. What are you? It's Kruz. Don't scare me like that.
Is it Dexter?
Thought you were one of the beasts. No, not quite, my good man. I didn't mean to surprise you, my friend. Yeah, my cloak here, black with purple trim. I've worn this the whole time. It's kind of my calling card by this point.
I'm getting a brain fart.
Edward Ludicius.
Thank you.
Ellanya just telepathically lets Kruz know.
Well, I can't really see him because he's under me, and I'm trying to pay attention to where I'm flying.
Fair enough.
I'm going to fly him back up to the ship and drop him off.
All right, you get dropped off, Edward, thunking on the ship's deck. Suddenly, coming to his heads, you see him peek over the edge of the railing, looking down at the rest of the city, and you see his eyes trained back towards the Rhine Metal District. Absolute fear in his eyes.
Does he see the Silver Shade? What is the Silver Shade doing right now?
You cannot see the shade from this far.
All right, Kruz is going to jump off and go after more people.
Okay, the rest of you, Vall, Parker, Ellanya, you see the airship now swooping down towards you all. Ropes now being let out on all of the edges. Parker, the creature takes 2 more strikes. For the 2 members of Goang next to you, suddenly they both strike at the creature, landing 2 solid hits. It's not entirely dead, though. It snaps at the human, and you know how you just healed him around that side? Yeah, it snaps right back down onto it. It seems as though it's a weak spot for him right there, and then as it releases, it just... Not again! Why again? The same place! It is up to you, sir.
I just healed that.
It hurts so bad! Can you do it again?
Now I'm gonna have the creature make a wisdom save at disadvantage.
That is a -1.
Oh, okay.
Negatively succeed, nerd.
As I cast Toll of the Dead, I'll roll 2d12.
Okay.
Oh, that's 6 on both dice, so 12. Oh, plus 6. Hold on. Plus my d6. That's 6 on the d6, so 18.
18. You see an opportunity to finish this creature off once again. Just one long, excruciating note.
Just that one long, low violin note.
Just the one long one, but as I do it, at the end, I'll pull it, and as I do, I want the creature's head to just come off.
It just slips off. And the rest of it just...
That'll do it.
I don't have any other bonus actions other than inspirations, so that'll end my turn.
Okay, well, there is an airship flying by you with ropes hanging down from it. If you'd like to use a movement action to get to the rope and hang on.
I will shout to the members of Goang.
We're forming a line to protect the people. Join up with them.
They look at you. They look at the airship passing by. Roll persuasion.
Persuasion. with a 4 on the die for a total of 12.
They look at you, and one of them grasping his side arm. I'm out of the fight. Sorry. And he runs and grabs one of the ropes.
Is that the one that was like super hurt?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Okay. The other guy also grabs the rope with him too.
Cowards.
They weren't all brave. Ellanya, what are you doing amongst this all?
How many more creatures are around me?
At the moment, you see 2 of them. One of them having its literal wings ripped off by Guild Sigwin members. 2 of them which are shouting and raging as they do. The other one, Guild Lamonia members. 3 of them to the left, harrying one of the other ones, seeming to hold their own at this time.
All right, so I noticed the Guild Lamonia members and then just this one creature then?
Yep.
How far away is this creature from me?
It is 20 feet.
Do they almost have it?
Yeah, it looks like both of them they're not messing around. These are trained members who are taking them.
And the people have gotten out?
Yes, most of the people, right now the crowd is 30 feet from the entrance. Like the last of them.
Do I know these members of Lamonia?
Roll a history check.
That is a 19.
19? You would actually recognize one of them. Talon Dion.
Like Celine Dion.
Yes, whatever. Sorry. Talon Dion. This full-blooded elf, right now, wielding a short sword and buckler. Usually fairly mild-mannered. Pretty nice. Been with the guild for about 4 years.
All right, I'll walk up to Talon and I'll say, can you give me reports on your end?
What exactly do you want me to report on?
How many of you are left? How many people have died that you've noticed? What's the damage?
Well, I noticed that 4 of us died on the way in. Managed to get most of the way here with as fast as possible. We're gonna take this thing out real quick, make the way over there. By this point, I think Guild Gowang has significant losses. I've seen about 4 of their corpses around here, and I saw about 3 more of them facing one creature that I saw slither away, so I can't imagine they made it.
Where did this creature go?
Well, it slithered over there, and it's getting its rings whipped off right now by all the other Guild Sigwin members, so it ain't doing so hot neither.
All right. Is he injured?
A little bit. Took one tailed strike to the chest. Just knocked the wind out of me, though.
Okay.
That's why he sounds like a smoker.
Have you seen Relic?
Relic? Yeah, he just ran by. He's holding the line up front.
All right, I'm gonna go to meet with Relic.
All right. You head down the line, and you can see Relic by this point, kind of being one of the point men. You see your Earth Elemental up top kind of grab one of the hippogriffs as it flies by, and one of the flying maws, and just kind of like slam them together and then throw them to the side as it just kind of makes its rounds up and along this thing. Several more quarrels and arrows flying from the members who have lined the inside here, but the corridor seems to be set and the defense is working fairly well. Relic is found at the front of it, though, ushering people quickly in, keeping his eyes trained on this area where your wall ends, keeping an eye in case anything tries to weasel its way in.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna go over to Relic and see if he needs any help.
No, I think we're doing pretty good here. Just get yourself out. I think we'll be able to hold off the rest of them. I don't know what it's gonna be like on the other side of this, though. So be prepared for anything.
Like on the other side of the bridge where the people are running?
Yep.
They don't know what it looks like where all these people are running to?
That hasn't been communicated back. There's enough guild members down that way that they're forming kind of a corridor, and the ones down there are kind of like exiting with them, but he hasn't seen exactly what is all the way down there. He's just trying to get people out of the city.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just go run to Parker and then end my turn right there and just meet up with Parker. Since he's the closest one to me, yes?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll go meet up with Parker then.
Vall.
One of the beasts is still alive, correct?
Yes.
Time to steal some glory. Time to steal some glory now. That is a 22.
Nice.
22 does hit. Which one are you shooting at? The one that Guild Sigwin is destroying, or the one that Guild Goang has?
Which one looks to be in better shape?
Definitely the one that Guild Goang is fighting.
Let's help them out.
Okay.
Where's my D10? There's my D10. Ooh, 10 on the die. So, 7 points of sneak attack damage.
Okay.
And 13 from the crossbow.
20 damage?
20 damage.
All right. You see an opportunity to finish this creature off.
So, peering left and right, Huum sizes up both of his targets. And then just kind of lazily half clambers up the rope to lift himself off the ground, and then holds his new steam crossbow sideways to get a better aim on it. And you hear this loud clang and a hiss of air as this javelin just whips by. It kicks up dust, it clears smoke, and it blindsides this flying maw. It just makes it do flips as it crashes to the ground.
Okay. As you do that, Talon struck it at the same time with his sword, and as it goes flying, flipping through the air, it smashes to the ground. He looks to the rest of them. Who did? I did that. Yeah! And he runs off in the next direction, and all the other ones cheering him on. Yeah! And they run off to go fight the other one.
That man is a liar. I did that. That was me. How dare you?
All right. Do you hang on to the rope out of curiosity?
I'm tempted to go run him down. How dare he?
The airship right now is beginning to tip up as it's going to go up and above the wall right now. You see about 30 guild members are now grabbing the rope, seeing there's no one behind them, and they're most likely going to go up and then be dropped off on the other side. Vall, do you hang on?
I'm going to hang on, yes. Are my cell swords also going to clamber on?
Yes, in the most lazy way possible. All of them just kind of like grab one of the ropes as it passes by and just go up with it, one by one by one by one. And with that, all of them are lifted up, and you are all brought up and over the wall. Looking, you see now that the fracture extends about 60 to 100 feet in places around the entirety of the city itself. Now, what you do see, the creatures that are slithering up out of the fracture right now and attacking the masses. You see the mass of people spilling into the countryside. You see the guild members and guards right now forming a line that's trying to push back any creatures that are starting to climb up and over the fracture themselves. You see right now, you can recognize 2 Ublexes, about 15 Nashers right now in combat with the various city guard and guild members who've already made their way to the other side, forming a line and pushing them back. But even as this is being done, you look farther to your left and to your right, and you see so many more of them crawling up and over the edge in both directions. And looking back, you can also see across the other half of the city itself, the black flying masses of these creatures are also making their way through the city.
How far away is the flying crowd?
That is coming towards you from the opposite end?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're about 400 feet.
Way out of my range.
You're going to take several turns to even remotely get close.
All right.
Ghastgar, Kruz. The ship is now passing over with several good sets of guild members and various civilians hanging on the ropes below. Kruz, you managed to save 6 more people just by plucking them up and setting them on. Looking down, you're able to deduce that at least at this time, once you guys get sat back down, as fast as people can run is the speed that needs to be had to escape this horde. But it does look like the people are going to take about one more large push to get everyone out of the city. So the crowd is close to being at least all on the outside.
I'm just going to keep swooping up as many people as I can.
Okay. So there's what you're talking about is there's a crowd of people still within the city walls and a horde of creatures bearing down on them, and those are the people to save, is what you're saying?
At this time, most of the people in the city are going through Ellanya's corridor. They're going through that last bridge on the way there. That is well guarded and well fortified by this point. Everyone now fleeing into the countryside. There is a line of guards and guild members right now fighting back the creatures that are crawling up and out of the fracture. It seems like the flying ones were only the first wave that were able to get to them because they could fly over the wall and through the fracture. The rest of them are crawling up and out.
So, Kruz, are we actually going to try and fight this horde of monsters, or are we just trying to get people to safety?
We're going to focus on getting people to safety. We're going to try to lock the monsters inside the city or something. I don't know, but civilians first.
I turn to Xanadu. Alright. You want to get your people to safety, right?
Right.
How much do you actually believe that these Deodovan are going to continue to help?
I don't have much confidence in it once Deathton arrives, wherever he is.
Sawyer, with my checks that you and I did off air, do I know how to operate this ship?
Yes.
Do I have confidence that I could give instructions to our crew of people? Or how many people would it take to operate the ship?
At the time, it would take 8.
It would take 8. How many allies do we have on board right now? Because I know some people got on board.
Right now, you have Ludicius, you, Kruz, Silenara. To add the other ones, you could say Huum, Vall, Parker, Ellanya. So 7. Maybe Relic, Merdina, Agi. Pick up someone from Lafta.
Xanadu?
Yeah.
Are you ready to make possibly a very difficult call?
It is part of being a ruler.
We can take ownership of this ship. We can operate this ship without the Deodovan.
You have confidence you can do this?
Absolute, utter confidence. And I show him the footage that I have. It's actually quite simple. If 8 of us take up some varying different positions with a little bit of knowledge of what needs to do, what needs to be done, we can fly the ship.
All right.
Now, I don't want to just write off every Deodovan here, because I don't think that would be what's right. The question is there any who are truly for the people and not their agenda? And for you as a leader, that is now time for you to parse out.
He begins to look over the Deodovan. He just shakes his head. I would never have suspected them to be able to do something like this. But just the fact that they have done it right now has shown that they are capable of doing anything for their leader and for their people. This means that their loyalty to us in any regard, in my mind, can be nothing short of unreliable.
I shake my head at him. And I jump up on his shoulder using my amplifying orb. And I say, Deodovan, I know your service in helping was begrudging. But you say that you are a people who are for people. That you care for others greatly. And I know that many of you have suffered under the ire of others as well. Believe me when I say we did not come onto this airship for the purpose of causing strife. You know, when we came on board, that we said we pleaded with you to rescue people, and your commander denied it out of bloodlust. But some of you have now helped, and I want to ask you a question.
which is more important to you? Following your commander or helping these people? If helping these people is truly more important to you, I would like you to step forward. And I whisper down to Xanadu, if any step forward, read their body language.
2 of them step forward. After a short time.
I mean, I would like to insight them.
Yep, please roll insight.
No, I'm not going to insight much. I got an 8. Oh, but I've got one last use of this, my flash of genius. And I think it would be to use my orb in this mode to create a quick bright light and use it to try to really accentuate any body language on people as they're stepping forward. So I might be seeing the shadows caused by nervous tics and such, which then would bring things up to a 13.
Okay. Upon them 2 stepping forward, you see it in their eyes, cold and staring at you, that they're curious. It seems to be genuinely so.
You 2, come here.
They both walk up to you.
I'm not asking you to pledge allegiance. We're far past that. But if you truly care for the people, I want you to take a look at your brethren right now, who did not raise their hand and step forward.
They both turn and they look at their fellows.
I know how to operate this ship. I have quickly learned. I hold up a flying orb with just the key bits of information, video recordings, just kind of looping on it.
Yep.
And I have my own allies. I could make this happen and take this ship by force and leave everyone of your brothers behind for the sake of rescuing every other person. Because I do not have any confidence that if your commander were to regain on the ship, which I thought I killed him, but everybody else seems to think he's alive. I don't understand that. But here's the thing. Everybody else seems to think that he's still alive, and if he is, I do not have any confidence that your brethren would continue helping these people, but would instead order for them to be forsaken. So if you truly care for the people in general, for the hope that could be in the future of a united world, are you willing to forsake those who would forsake others?
See them look to each other. Look back. We will.
Okay. I look up at Xanadu. What are your orders?
Looks down, looks at the others. You said you had allies that you'd like to get on here?
I believe they're here. Do I see them?
Roll perception check.
14.
You're able to see Vall and his company down on the ropes.
Well, I'm down there. I am talking to Button.
Okay, how much? Okay.
Button's shaking his head at you and signing with his one free hand.
Yeah. I'm signing back to him yes, in fact, he does talk like this all the time. He never shuts up. He just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks.
He's also motions to you that guy was really, really rude for, having stolen your kill. He saw that.
Thank you. Someone else agrees. It's unspeakable. I'm never helping another person again.
Yeah, I point out Vall and his friends and say, one for sure right there, these 2 right here, Kruz, you.
Lands right back on the ship right when he's pointing people out.
Yeah. And if you've got a little bit of coin to throw, I bet Vall's friends would help as well. And so there we have at least 8.
Nods. All right. We'll touch down here very quickly. We'll make sure the people need to be off the ship who need to be off the ship. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I look down to Vall, and I drop a rock on him. Just a small one, not trying to hurt, just trying to get attention.
Hey, Vall, you're hit with a pebble.
I look up and I stare at Ghastgar up top, his little mongoosey face. Tell me that was a normal pebble. Because if that turns out to be a bomb that turns me green, I'm going to hunt you, as of right now.
How do you feel about... do your friends feel like making a little extra coin from royalty?
I mean, look at them. Look at them and you tell me.
That's what I'm thinking. I know this is kind of a rhetorical question.
Oh, am I included in that number? Because that will also get me to hell.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I am down for this.
Fantastic. So we're going to take this ship.
Commander, are we allowed to commit highway robbery with the permission of the Emperor?
You see Commander Sutanin look at you, look up, cock his head. As long as it is not on the actual highway. If it's in the air, there's no man's space.
No man's space. I like it.
They're allowed to do this. Shall we?
Well, are we just going to hang out on the ropes? Or can we actually climb up on deck? My arms are getting tired.
Let us climb up on deck. And he begins to climb up. Okay. Right then, it actually touches down anyway. as you've now hit the ground, and the ropes grow slack as everyone kind of catches themselves. You see two humans take an absolute tumble roll, fall over. One of them in like full plate armor, who kind of pins himself against the ground. It takes them a fat second to stand back up and actually get to their feet. Parker, Ellanya, both of you, the last of the groups have now made their way through the corridor. The guild members now kind of collapsing in behind them. You two are kind of one of the last ones to run up the rear. What do you do?
Just do one more sweep through, make sure there's no more creatures, and make sure everyone's safe, and then keep following them.
Okay. Looking through the city, you two, by this point, do see down the main highway, all the way to where you can see the other end of the Pinfeather district, creatures. You see up top, you see the winged ones kind of beginning to weave their way down and into the city, almost dive bombing it into places. And you get the feeling that this city, in a few minutes, is about to be overrun.
How close is Guild No One to where we're at?
The guild hall itself?
Yeah.
It's a ways.
Okay, I'm gonna keep following the people then. Just gonna cut my losses and keep going.
Okay. Parker?
Same as well, just kind of rounding up everyone that I can, hauling up, following Ellanya, just kind of moving everyone out.
Okay. Ellanya, Walter, and Parker, you all spit out at the other end of her corridor. All of the guild members kind of collapsing in on you as you do. Agi, Dunma, and Happy, all being three of them that are also in front of you. And as you kind of come out to the large area in front, you see some very interesting things. Number one, you see this large amount of people now moving around a parked airship that is just there in the middle of it. You see some people starting to make their way towards it, seeing if they can maybe get on or not. You see to your left and to your right, in long lines, all of the guards of the city and the guild members kind of splitting off and facing off and taking out the creatures that are now emerging from the fracture itself. You see also, and it's actually interesting at this, the people who are kind of spreading out, you can see to your left and to your right, you see creatures that are clawing their way up and over the fracture farther than where the line of guards are, and they have a straight shot at the civilians. But they seem to take about 2 steps forward and then turn and come towards this way instead. It seems like they are funneling towards this particular place.
I was like, what define this place? What about it? Is there anything that stands out?
It's where everyone's fleeing out of.
They're probably gonna break the bridge and separate the city.
Well, and by this point, everyone has passed out against the city or over the bridge.
And they're all kind of like heading towards that bridge.
Yep.
Can I just do like maybe like erupting earth and just like shatter that bridge and have it drop into the fracture?
You could.
I don't need to look at it too. I'm just like, oh, that looks like it works.
This is where you yes and.
Yes, sir. You can also put in that you can also dismiss the wall that you've made.
Yeah, that's true. But there's still a bridge there. At least, and I have a feeling that they're trying to get rid of it.
You know what? That's a good point.
So you're gonna get rid of the bridge before they can get rid of the bridge?
Before they can get on it, and then like maybe attack more people. Or does that matter?
The creatures are on the outside of the walls themselves.
Oh, they're
heading towards you guys. Yeah, no, they're on the outside, heading towards the bridge from the outside.
So if I break just take the walls away, or are they just gonna fall into the fracture then?
They haven't reached it yet. Sorry, let me.
I thought you said they were on the walls.
Some of them were. As everyone has escaped, there's none left on the walls. Real quick.
All right, my mental picture also put them on the other side of the walls.
Oh, like Corbett has completely frozen in his picture.
He's been doing that this whole time.
Several times.
So right here, this is my absolute okay. I'm gonna go projector style, teacher. All right, you guys. This is the bridge, okay, that you guys have now passed out of Hopel. Okay. Y'all are in your little ship right here. Okay. That's your ship. All right. Right now, the creatures are merging, making their way this way. Okay. Making their way this way. The crowds are up here as well, trying to escape. They're avoiding the crowd and just making their way to this point. The people and all of the soldiers are fighting throughout here.
So the creatures are between the people and the guards?
Yes. It seems as though they're in their way of wherever they're trying to get.
Man, y'all suck. Hold on. Not you guys, the creatures.
Wait, the creatures are in between the guards and the people? The guards aren't in between the creatures and the people?
Not entirely, because the guards haven't formed a line long enough to surround the city. So the creatures now coming out from the edges beyond the line are curling in and around the guards now, along the edges.
Oh, okay, I see.
They're avoiding hunting down the civilians, and almost not even fighting the guards, but going past them until a guard engages them.
So if I cast Thunderwave, it would make the guards and stuff blow too.
Yeah.
Ah!
Let's assume no and find out. Kaboom! A wave of friend and foe alike go flying into the fracture.
Can I grab one of my attractants out?
Yes!
Alright, we're gonna wing it. Parker, you can decide to stay with me, or what? Ellanya's gonna pull out one of the attractants, and she's gonna start running away from the crowd, and she's gonna break it open.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. And she's leading him the opposite way.
Are you going to the left or to the right?
To the left, to the left. Take all the creatures to the left.
Jeez. Well, yes, as you do this, you're becoming a beacon as 4 Nashers, as you pass by, drop their current fights and just rush towards you, clawing after you. From above, you see 2 of these winged maws now beginning to fly over you and at you.
How close am I to the fracture?
You're about 20 feet from it.
Okay, how far away have I ran from people and guards and all that?
You're still in the thick of the guards at this time. Guards and guild members. That lasts for about another 70 feet.
Is there anyone out of my peeps that are like further away from me that I can throw this attractant to?
Like one of these guys? No.
Yeah, just be like, heads up!
Nah, man, they're all behind you.
We're all on the airship.
Okay, let me think.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna
You need to get to the airship.
Yeah, but if I bring all these creatures to the airship...
Does Kruz see her at all?
By this point, yeah, having now seen the last of the people exiting, the last two were Parker and Ellanya.
Kruz is just gonna fly out and try to pick them up.
And I'm gonna shapeshift into a saber-toothed tiger to get a little bit more quicker speed.
Jeez. Okay.
All right. I'm like shaking.
Pick up
Go ahead.
the goat boy. She's a saber-toothed tiger. She can run super fast now.
Then I'm going for the goat boy.
Kruz is diving towards you.
I was gonna say as soon as Ellanya starts booking it, I was gonna chase like along with her, so that way as she attracts them, I can like
Frolic.
blast at them.
Okay.
Yeah, frolic.
Feel free to do that.
Yeah, so like the moment she breaks and attracted and books it, I book it after her. I was gonna say the moment I see that they notice her and start booking it toward her, I will blast two of them.
Do it.
That is a natural one.
What is up with this episode?
Oh, critical gambit. Critical gambit.
Would you like to use the Kringle Gambit?
And I will absolutely use my
Yes!
Oh, twice in one night.
I'm so scared.
All right, twice in one night.
I just nat one again. I can't believe
Ellanya's about to die. Again.
Wild magic surge. Come on.
You say wild magic surge?
Come on. The worst possible result, right?
You know what, Chris? Roll a percentile, please. Also, roll that d20 again, just so I'm curious.
Yeah.
one last time. Ooh, that is a 7 on the die plus 8, 15.
Okay. Just curious. Okay, what's that percentile of yours?
This is why I don't take Sawyer up on his offers.
Grade 70.
Okay, you know what? Why not? That's what you rolled. Okay.
I'm gonna notice that they're attacking those groups, and I'm gonna pull out my sword and shield as I'm flying to them.
Okay. Well, Parker, as you're running, you try to blast one of them, and immediately your fingers, and it doesn't work. And then when you try it again, it was because it was like a bullet backed up in the gun, and when you tried to push a second one through it, suddenly in your hand, magic surges, bursts, and crackles out of it around you in 120 feet. Everything turns invisible.
What? Oh, whoa.
Does that include Ellanya?
Enemies, monsters, allies, and creatures all have turned invisible.
So wait, is Kruz invisible now?
Yep.
Can they see, like, can we see each other that we're invisible?
Nope.
Or, so we're just running into each other.
Everything has officially disappeared, and no one knows where anyone is.
Damn.
Kruz is gonna pull out some of the glowing mushrooms he has in his bag,
Okay.
smash them up in his hands, and start throwing glowing goo all around him.
Okay. 10 foot by 10 foot around you, you hear one guy from the side. What? Oh, who's dropping that on me?
Can I tell who it is?
No, it's no one you know. It's some random. It looks like a dwarf by where it landed, or a halfling. Nah, it's a dwarf.
He's just gonna hear somebody yell at him. All he sees is two glowing hands pointing, "Run!"
Well, it's interesting. As you say that, you hear a run as you see him suddenly fall down. As the creature whom he was fighting, you revealed his location, but not of the creatures, and the creature now saw him and just killed him.
Welcome to the murder club.
Good thing I'm still in the air. That was not me murdering him.
Of which the Gnasher that did it now reveals itself, dropping the invisibility because it attacked.
Lola and James, team murderer this time?
All because that low roll.
Stupid
Hey,
Gnashers.
2 double nat 1s? That's insane.
I know.
That's literally
Ridiculous.
insane.
You guys need to retire those dice.
It was my phone!
Retire it. Bad phone. It's obviously bugged.
I have 5 more glowing mushrooms after the one I just mashed up, so I'm gonna do everything I can to spray glowing goo as far as I can. Hopefully revealing enemies.
Wait, you're gonna continue to do this?
How many more people are you going to senselessly murder?
Yes, he said he's going to continue to do it. All of them. Kill them all, Peter. As Uncle Ben's corpse started to freeze over, he looks up at Parker and goes, "Kill them all, Peter. Kill them all."
Well, my only other choice is to attack the Gnasher.
Yeah.
So I guess if that's a bad idea, then I'll attack the Gnasher.
Hey, that's a good idea. Okay, well, on your next turn, you'll attack the Gnasher. Ellanya, Parker, everything around you has disappeared, including yourselves.
Is Parker near me?
You have no idea.
Can I choose to do pass without a trace on me and an ally?
You'd have to see the ally.
Sorry, Parker. I'm gonna do pass without trace just on top of. Well, no, because they can't see. Okay, if I did pass without trace on me, would they not be able to like feel me and stuff walking around too?
In casting a spell, you would drop invisibility.
They still smell her?
Oh yeah, no, I have the attractant. No, I have the attractant.
Yeah.
Can I throw the attractant towards the fracture? Or is it still really far away at this point?
It's 20 feet, so if you can make a strength check and throw it, sure.
I'm gonna yeet it.
Strong as Ellanya.
Okay. Not strong. Hang on. She's got a -1, but I have hope. I've rolled low enough all day.
Natural one right at her feet.
Vertical gambit.
Spike it into the ground.
That was a 9.
Okay, a 9. You managed to throw it 10 feet from you. Not quite into the fracture, but it's not on your person right now.
Can I see where it landed?
Best case scenario.
It's still invisible?
Also invisible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. Where it landed, can I tell when creatures attack it? Because I can hear them?
I mean, you can hear them, but you won't know exactly where they are.
I'm gonna kind of shell up, kind of ball myself up just in case they come stumbling over me, and I'm gonna wait a solid 30 seconds till I see that bag. I don't see the bag. I'm gonna go wait 30 seconds, see if anything's there. And then I would like to cast, because, fuck it. At this point, I'm already in the murder club. I've tried to save people. If they're in the way, they're in the way.
Jeez, Ellanya taking a hard turn.
Fireball to the distance.
Well, now, I feel like somebody's alignment chart just dropped a square.
As you tossed it, Parker, it's up to you. Everything right now is invisible.
I'm gonna come to a sliding halt.
This is what you get for dropping out of college. And you know it.
I'm just gonna, as I come to a halt, I'm just gonna, Ellanya, are you nearby?
You hear him 10 feet to your left.
I'm gonna say, Parker. Yes, I'm over here. Follow my voice.
Is that the direction that she threw the attractant?
I hope not.
I was able to get in front of her?
No, you were behind me, but I feel
Yeah, no, he was behind.
I feel like I wouldn't have thrown the attractant.
Not behind you. No, you threw it to the side.
Yeah, no. Okay, cool. So yeah, do you follow my voice?
You kind of hear me whisper because I don't want to also attract the attention of everything else, but I accidentally turned everything invisible.
That was you?
Yes.
You kind of put us in more of a pickle, aye?
It was an accident. I'm still new to the magic thing.
Okay, but do you have any ideas to get out of here?
None whatsoever. I'm scared.
Me too.
There's a non-invisible airship.
Yeah, but what's in the way?
But there's also like invisible monsters and crap nearby.
There is.
Button, you would never believe it. This entire group of people just entirely vanished. There must be a powerful wizard over in that direction. No, Button. I'm fairly certain it was intentional. Just vanished.
So, so Parker, we can try to figure out a way back to that airship.
I kind of just want to run.
Come closer. Follow my voice.
You know, like the Bart and Lisa fight scene where Bart's like just swinging his arms out. I want to do like that until I like kind of whap something.
Ah, yes, the windmill technique.
Yes.
Well, yes, you whap something.
But like an outstretched, like feeling around whapping.
Yep. Okay. No, you whap something.
Was it me?
Ellanya, you don't feel anything.
Mate.
I'm just kidding. Ellanya, he whaps you right on top of the head.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna grab his hand. You have a hand, right? You don't have a hoof. It's a hand.
Is it? No, my feet have hooves. I have hands.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna grab his hand and just be like, let's go. And I'm gonna start running.
I mean, to be fair, he's not invisible anymore.
I'm not?
If we run, we're not invisible anymore?
That wasn't an attack roll.
It was an attack.
It was not
Totally
an attack
attack.
roll.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, Elliot. Get out of here. You don't know what you're saying.
At a dash, you're able to make it to the side of the airship. The Silanara, upon touching down, motions to the rest of the crew. This is your last chance. Get off, or we will force you off. And the rest of them, the Deodovan, file off.
And then that's when I look to everybody and go, where? Oh, actually, I guess I don't know that they're there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Still invisible.
Sure wish Kruz didn't fly off. We kind of needed him to fly the ship.
He's flying, though.
I can't fly the ship. I'm not a pilot.
Can you turn a valve?
I can turn a valve.
Then Ghastgar can tell you what to do to fly a ship.
At least 3 of my guys have freaked off and are playing with valves below deck, so...
Oh. Okay. With that, the guilds and the creatures, the guilds are beginning to fall back, seeing that everyone has also, like, passed by. So that line is about to overcome the ship itself, where the ship landed. You see several members of Guild Lafta. You see several members of Goang and several other ones just kind of around the ship. Kind of being forced back, but allowing the creatures... It's interesting. The creatures are kind of breaking off of the fights by this point and are now using the bridge on the inside to gain into the city. Can't imagine why they'd be going back into the city, though.
Confused.
Because their daddy's there, that's why.
But I'm their daddy.
Back Daddy Parker.
They can't see you. Okay. With that, Kruz, do you fly back to the ship?
No. I left and now I'm fighting that Gnasher that's right in front of me.
Okay, take a swing.
Your bad luck is rubbing off on me, you two. That's a natural 1.
Welcome.
Would you like to critical gambit?
Critical
Critical
gambit.
gambit. Critical gambit. Critical gambit.
Critical gambit. Critical.
If you get another 1,
Critical.
that's like awesome, actually.
I guess we are going to bend to peer pressure.
Other not one.
My God.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
That's a 2. Yes, because I didn't roll odd, and I rolled an even, so I rolled a 2, which is better than 1.
Actually, no, isn't that good, though? Don't you just want even or odd?
Oh, no.
Except there's other stipulation to it.
I'll have to, like, make the check.
You still have to pass the check.
Oh, well, that's fine.
So it's not the worst case scenario, but...
Oh, no, it is. You have to pass the check and not roll an odd.
Why are we using so many critical gambits? Stop it!
That's the best.
Kruz, you are still invisible. You make the swing, and as you do, you no longer feel your weapon in your hand.
Or you just yeeted.
I yeeted my weapon, huh?
Yep.
Did it become uninvisible when he attacked?
He did.
I have one saving grace.
What?
Glowing mushroom goo all over my hilt.
That's actually a fair point.
Sure. Yep. It is on it. Then you would at least be able to see the hilt disappearing down the fracture. As you have yeeted your weapon down the fracture.
That might be worse.
I'm sorry. Critical Gambit is the worst case scenario here. That's the whole point of it.
All I have now is my shield.
Yep.
Shield? What's a shield? All I have here is this bashing board.
Get back to the airship, Kruz. You just hear Ghastgar wailing through one of his spheres. Kruz, get back here and turn a valve.
I'm gonna have to fly away, but that also opens me up to back attack.
You hear Chris Cornish yelling through the recording, "Stop the recording! Get back so we can end it!" Don't worry, my luck persists. That's a 7. So he swings and he completely misses you, Kruz.
Yes, he does.
Making it back to the ship, Ghastgar, you are able to give orders.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to call anyone else on board who is running by.
Oh, Relic. Relic better be on that ship.
You see Relic passing by.
Get on the ship!
As long as all the big hitters are on board, like my name is Relic, Ludicius,
Okay.
other guild members as possible.
Mai's on there. She just hopped on. One of the last people to leave as well. Relic jumps on. That it?
Should we say Tom Tibia? I feel bad.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, his beard would come in use.
No, it's gone. Kruz cut it off.
Yep.
I will personally go get Tom Tivia.
Did me and Parker make it back on the ship?
Yes.
Okay, we're back. We're on there.
Yep.
Do I know that? Have they become visible yet? Have they made their presence known?
Yes, you two immediately become visible.
Oh, good. Okay, good. You guys didn't die.
What will it take for me to sneak Tom onto the ship?
Yay!
Roll a sleight of hand check, please.
That's a natural 18.
Yeah.
Natural 18? Okay. With a natural 18 plus an exorbitant amount for you.
Yes, plus 6, so 24. I've rolled 22s and 24s tonight with that 112.
Yep.
Must be nice.
You see a familiar gnome waddling by quickly as he does, and you just kind of slap him onto the ship.
Reach down, pick him up by the back of the shirt, haul it back up, and like, shh, don't say a word. Ghastgar is going to be so happy to see you.
You see him smile. You also hear Vall as you pull him up running by. My name is Dunma Isgratan Dialatan.
Oh, guys, below deck, Half Moon, Saleswords. This is the guy I was telling you about. This is Blowdarts. He's my favorite.
You see two of them stick their heads out. Blowdarts, I see you. You're like, no, you are not telling people that is my name. It is. And you just see him like, you know what? No. He goes and he gets onto the ship. He goes right up to you. Like, my name is, and then the ship begins to rock as it begins to move. Isgratan Dilatan. Don't you? And you see behind Merdina and Agi also peek up and like, get off or get on. What are you doing?
Blowdarts, you're making a scene.
Dunma. He points in your face. Ghastgar, it is your command as to when the ship rises.
Okay. You turn that valve. You pressure release switch. Now. Okay. All right, and we go up and away. Where the heck are we gonna go?
Well, a good question to answer
Next time.
They all clamber onto the ship. Good job, guys!
God, I'm so mad I lost my sword.
And that is where we leave off for this episode. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and remember, never stop telling stories.